Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Last Class Podcast, and today we got our special guest.
My name is Tariq Hassan. Good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
How are you doing,
the usual?
man? You got me, Matt. You know what I'm saying? Workouts with Matt.
Exactly. So today we got a series of questions and interviews for our boy here. And first thing, how you doing? How's life?
It's good. It's good.
Life is good.
You know, life is
What
good.
can I say?
Semester's finally almost over.
Oh, yeah, that's the
You
best
know,
feeling.
we're about to make it out the other end of the tunnel.
I heard
Finish
that.
strong, really. That's it.
That's
Hell
cool.
yeah,
That's cool.
hell yeah.
How
And,
y'all doing?
Doing good. Doing
Yeah,
better.
you good?
Let's say doing better.
You know, we're doing great, man.
love
You know
that.
what I'm saying? Love working. You know, work's going well. School's going well. Everything's going well right now.
Yes, sir.
Thank God, you know. But, you know, I just wanted to ask you, since it's your first time here, we just wanted to welcome you. You know what I'm saying? Welcome,
Thank you,
welcome.
guys.
You know, we can't wait to have you in the future ones, of course. But I just wanted to know, off rip, what's your major?
I'm an econ and finance major.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Econ and finance. All right. So, what? It's all about that money, man. So you're reading the economy, right?
Yeah, I try to.
Okay. So, like, what has been your favorite classes so far when it comes to that?
My favorite class, interestingly enough, especially this semester,
Mm-hmm.
even though my focus is econ and finance,
Mm-hmm.
the most interesting class I took this semester was definitely early civilizations.
Wow.
And I'm not usually a history guy, you
Okay.
know, but
Shoot,
it's something
okay.
about Mesopotamia. Like, my family's from Sudan,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're like around Fertile Crescent area, which is like near sub-Saharan, but isn't exactly around where Mesopotamia was.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I've just found it really interesting. You know, I really enjoyed it.
So, did you grow up here?
So I was born in New Jersey, but
Jersey,
the
okay.
first about 10 years of my life, my parents had us going back and forth from here to Sudan because they wanted us to get the culture, learn the language and stuff like
that's
that.
Oh, man.
So I did that for a while, and then things started to get a little unstable over there. We were trying to get a dictator out, so I hadn't gone since 2011, but we got the dictator out in 2019. 2019, we were able to get out Bashir, who was a 40-year dictator. He was dictator
wow.
when my parents were growing up. I put it into
Jesus
perspective.
Christ.
My dad moved to America on asylum because he was like a political enemy against him. Like my dad was fighting against him when he was a kid. We finally got him out in 2019, and the military and the people were working together to try to reform the government. But there was a coup and things started to get really, dodgy over
Intense
there.
and
So last
crazy.
year, me and my dad, we moved up all of my cousins from Sudan to Egypt. And so I'd seen them for the first time in 12 years last December.
How was that,
Nice.
man?
It was incredible. Like,
Yeah.
imagine, both of my parents are like the oldest sibling of their families, respectively.
Oh, wow.
My mom has an older brother, but she had kids before him. So effectively, me and my siblings are the oldest of all of our cousins.
Okay.
So, like, it being 13 years ago now and seeing everyone just like little kids and not really having full personalities, like none of them really speak much English too, like, and then coming back, like it's almost like a time skip, you know,
Oh,
they're all
yeah.
just grown up.
Post-time skip.
Post-time skip,
Oh
they're all
my
just
gosh.
like, all these little girls are like beautiful women now, and all the like little boys are like grown men, you know, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
Man, that's what time does, man.
Crazy.
It flies.
Yeah, man. It goes by fast. Doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Too fast, honestly.
No, man. Well, I mean, honestly, that's really cool. Like, how's the culture?
In Egypt or Sudan?
Let's
both.
start with Sudan first.
In Sudan, we're very so Sudan is very resource rich, but our economy hasn't ever really reflected that. It's like one of those places where people are going to come for our resources and stuff like that. So because of that, and like often you'll see this in areas that aren't very high income, like there's a really strong sense of community. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like
Big
they
family.
won't, right? Exactly. Like not only big family, like the concept of like it takes a village to raise a child.
yeah.
It's very much like that. If you're outside and you're a kid and you're messing around, any random adult might come and like try to correct you, bring you home and take care of you. You know, but
That's amazing, man.
We're very-
That's so
yeah.
nice, man.
yeah, we're very family oriented, like really honor based type of people. You know, like people say that there's a lot of negative things about the Eastern world, especially Middle East, you know, when it comes to like certain aspects of life that are just
Yeah.
different from here. But the
100%.
difference over there, like where we lack, they make up for it. You understand what I mean?
Oh, I
Like,
got you.
Yeah,
man.
okay.
For
because things are so honor based, it's the type of place where like if I'm working at a store, at a convenience store, and I need to go home, like I need to go pick up my son or do something like that, I can just walk out the door and everyone will come in, pick up their items, and leave the money on the counter for me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you don't
your-
have that here, man.
Honesty, that's honesty.
Having your honor sullied, like if you are someone that the community feels they can't trust, is like a death sentence. Like we need each other. Like there's a big
100%,
community
man.
sense over there.
Wow.
That's something
That's
you
actually-
can't find here.
Yeah, man. That's
so it's
something
good
that's
for different
crazy.
reasons. You know?
Yeah, okay.
100%, man. And like, so, okay, well, let's go to Egypt now. Let's go to Egypt.
So-
Let's start with Egypt.
Egypt, I hadn't ever been there before this last December, but this was my first time. And I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. Like, it's really great. Just because of the circumstances where a lot of people are, like, immigrating out of Sudan because of the war and they want to, like, save their families and stuff.
Right.
There's, like, a huge influx of Sudanese people in Egypt.
Ah, okay.
So because we got our family in there like relatively early compared to other people, we were able to start a shop where we sell Sudanese goods to other Sudanese
amazing,
people
man.
that have
Okay.
moved in. So
So it's like home in a way.
yeah, it's become
Okay.
like our new home. Like there's like millions of Sudanese people have just come to Egypt because of the war. But from what I understand, like talking to my cousins, they say that at first, and I think that this might be the case in most places, at first when people started to really move in, they weren't super accepting and they
Okay.
weren't very happy about all these new people showing up. But now, like, you've reached a point where all of the really savvy business people and all of the people that, like, understand this is going to be a fact of life, like, they're coming, they're here, they've started to welcome us a lot more, and so things have started to get a lot better in Egypt, I think.
Man, that's actually really helpful, and that's very nice because at the end of the day, it's just like with us, like we're Hispanic, Colombian, so it's just like we're very family oriented too, and it's just like it's a blessing to have family like that.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's just
it
have
is a
people to
blessing.
watch your back, and then just you guys do everything together and whatnot. It's humbling. It's very nice and very I really love it.
Yeah.
It's very different from like the countries we're from than when we come here. Was it like weird to adjust when you were like fully okay, I'm just gonna stay here now?
So once we stopped like making trips over to Sudan,
Yeah.
it definitely was because, well, really what I'd say is it wasn't the moment that we were like, hey, we can't go over because it's a little dangerous. Really, it was the moment that I started going to school here. Because when I was growing up, like everyone in my house speaks Arabic. My parents would bring me around other Sudanese people. They tried, even when we weren't in Sudan, they wanted us to go to like Sunday school to learn the Quran and learn how to speak Arabic and things like that. So mostly I was interacting with Arab people. A funny story I always tell is my birthday is actually on Christmas Day.
Oh,
wow.
I was born on Christmas Day, 1997. And so I always tell people that I didn't always share my birthday with Christmas. I had my birthday taken away from me. Because for like 5 or 6 years, it was just my birthday. I would go to Sudan. They'd be like, "Oh, it's your happy birthday," or we would be here, and I would just be with my family, and all I would know is it's my birthday. And there's decorations and stuff because this is what happens around winter time. I got into school, and all of a sudden, I'm sharing my birthday with the most popular kid in the world, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Shoot, honestly, man, like me personally, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I would want my own day specifically.
That's really how I feel.
That's true.
I mean, he died twice. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. Okay.
No disrespect. But so yeah, I feel like the real culture shock was once I had to start interacting with people that had entirely different belief sets. Because like I was saying, in Sudan, because it's such a community thing, like people are all like somewhat on the same page, which has its drawbacks. Like for instance, if there's like a community where everybody has generally the same views and beliefs, like when there's someone that's different, like for instance, like the toleration for like gay people in Sudan is a lot worse. They can't tolerate it because they all agree on this one like set of ideas and ideals.
Ideology. Yeah.
So, coming back here,
Right.
and meeting people that all have different views and being challenged with those views and having to actually, start to become accepting. It's a lot easier, obviously, because I was a child, but, it was brand new for me. The whole time I was operating under this, like, Sudanese mindset, like, this is how we are, like, and that was it. But I was really young,
Okay, so
it
you
wasn't
could
like
easily
super,
you could change.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
okay,
It wasn't.
that's
It
cool.
wasn't a drastic shift. Probably the worst thing was literally me losing my birthday. Honestly.
All right.
And you know what? Honestly, I was gonna ask you. So, going back to the school. So you said, how long have you been in schools for?
At GGC here?
Yeah.
or-
Oh, just in
Or-
college, I guess.
College, I graduated high school in 2016.
Okay.
And then immediately went to Texas Tech,
Okay.
planning on studying public health.
Got you.
I did that for one semester. And then we had some family stuff go down. Like
Okay.
my parents were getting split up at that time, and like we needed to come home and do a lot of things. And so
Figure stuff out.
I came back, and then I stayed out of school for I think like 4 or 5 years. Throughout, then I would take like a semester here and there. Like that's when I really applied to GGC. It was 2020. I took a summer semester here online.
Oh, okay.
But I still hadn't fully committed. I still at the time I was like, I want to live my life. Like I want to, go out and do stuff. Because I went to a magnet school. The high school that I went to was when I graduated, we were ranked, I believe, like the 3rd most difficult or rigorous school in the nation.
Congrats.
No. I mean, I only say that to say, during those 4 years that I was there, I feel like I was not robbed, but I feel like I didn't really have like a child's experience. You know what I mean? And so once I got out of
Okay.
high school, I was like, I need to go have fun. Like I want to go do all these
100%.
things, So I spent some time like away from school. I like stayed around a lot of creatives, and I wanted to be around people that were creating things. I got really involved in the Atlanta DIY scene for a
Okay.
bit. But yeah, I did that for a couple years, started working in project management. I got my PMP,
It's amazing.
traveled around the US a little bit, was working in network systems. And after that, I was finally like, you know what? Like, I want to work behind a desk.
Oh, that's you
now
lived a little
I'm
bit. Now you want to.
Yeah, I got out, I chilled, I'm ready to chill out and settle down. I think.
So, where did you travel? Like you said, around the U.S. So, what parts?
We went all over, man. For my first
Damn.
project, the company was they were iffy, They
sketch?
did things a little strange sometimes. But I remember my first project, put it into perspective. I left on Halloween.
Okay.
And we were in a car. We drove from Atlanta to Houston to do a project. Then we drove from Houston to Phoenix to do a project. Then we drove from Phoenix to Reno to do a project. Then we drove from Reno to Sacramento, Sacramento to Kansas City, and then from Kansas City back to Atlanta. And we got back December 3rd. So
And this is
1 month
This is
and
car.
2
This
days.
is
This is
on
by
road.
car. We drove
What kind of car
all
was
throughout
it?
the country. We were in a Suburban. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
We were in a
Okay,
big body.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
That's
okay.
that's fine. That's understandable.
yeah,
That's
a whole
good.
trailer behind you or something. But no, I went all over, man. I mean, when I was doing that, a lot of the times, like we'd be really swamped the whole time I was there. The company is
100%.
trying to cut costs, so obviously they're not flying us. Well, part of the reason why they weren't flying us was because we had to bring tools a lot of the times, but.
okay.
They're trying to save costs, so as soon as the project's done, they want us to go to the next one. We don't have much time to hang out in cities, but it was still really, really nice. I think my favorite part of it, honestly, was the driving.
Yeah?
Like,
Just-
I love
you like
to
cruising,
drive
man.
and see like the country. America is
Road
beautiful.
trips? You like road trips?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do too.
No, 100.
You guys ever road trip before? Where you
Oh
going?
my
Oh.
gosh.
I've gone from Georgia to El Paso, Texas, and road.
That's sick.
Yeah, and then from El Paso to Phoenix, and then this was hell. From Phoenix back to Georgia was, oh god, it was
That was the
long.
worst
It was
part?
long.
Yeah, I bet it was
It's
long.
like about a day and a half,
Jesus, in a car, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
now I know
that seems
it.
so.
I used to make that trip to Texas, especially since I went to Texas for that one semester. I
Yeah.
had made a lot of friends in the area, so I used to make the drive to Texas like semi often.
Oh wow.
And it was a doozy. I remember one time actually, I had just gotten a new car, and my parents had put it on their insurance. And the summertime was about to start. They were about to go take a trip somewhere. I think they were going on a cruise or something like that.
Ooh.
And they were like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Texas with some of my friends. We're gonna go see some people." And they're like, "Do not take that new car. Please don't take that car. Like you just got that car. You don't need to put all those miles on it."
100%.
As soon as they left, I packed up my car.
Oh, well, I mean,
So I get in the car, I pick up my two friends, we drive, we have a great time in Texas, and now it's time to come home. They don't know I've taken the car. We're driving back. I don't know if you know where Marshall, Texas is. It's like right before you get to Shreveport, like right before you get into Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
And it's like the middle of the night, and I'm switching lanes, and laying down straight on the dotted line is a dead deer.
Oh,
He goes right under my car, and his antlers rip out my front bumper, my back bumper, my oil pan, 2 computers. He fucked my shit up. Excuse my language.
gosh.
Oh man.
Wow.
We had to the car. They said it was totaled. We couldn't continue, and it was the middle of the night. So we get a motel, me and my 2 friends, and the next morning, we got it towed to a mechanic. The mechanic's like, "Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to fix this." Blah blah blah. He's making it sound like the car's totaled. I'm like, "Dang." I'm the one
no.
that brought these people with me, so I'm like, okay, I got to get them. I got to get them home. Like people have jobs, they have stuff they got to do. So I used the money that I had left, which wasn't much at the time. I got them both Greyhound tickets to come back.
Oh,
So
right.
I get them their Greyhounds, and I have enough for one more night at the motel. So I'm staying at the motel, and while I'm in the motel, when I was with my friends, we met some people. We were like hanging out with some of the people that were in the motel. So I had like established a little bit of a rapport with them.
Okay.
The next day, I'm like explaining my situation to them, and I'm telling them like I really don't know how I'm gonna get back. I don't want to have to call my family and tell them I need money to get a Greyhound. So I sold them some of my clothes.
Oh, wow.
I sold them some of the clothes that I had on me. I bought myself a Greyhound, and I come back home, right? I get back home. I've now told my family like what's going on, everything. They're obviously they're not thrilled about it.
Okay.
And then 1 week later, they call me back and they're like, "Hey, actually, we can fix the car, but you're going to need to come and get it by this weekend."
Oh,
so
you
I
gotta
got
go
back in a Greyhound. And I go back to Texas. My friend drives me. I get my car. Halfway through, I'm in like Alabama, and my car is like I have no more. It's one of those cars where it tells you exactly how many miles you have left.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way I'm making it back at this point. Like I have like 10 miles or something. I have like 180 left to drive. These times I don't have a packed bag because I'm just
Right.
driving. So I stopped at a gas station. I sold the hoodie I had on to a guy at the gas station for $20 worth of gas.
The gas, right.
Made it home. And
Wow.
yeah, that was.
Dang.
Wait,
bro.
what kind of car was it, if you don't mind?
It was a Ford Focus hatchback.
Jesus. Okay.
That was my baby.
Wow.
Wow, that
She's
was
still alive?
somewhat of a journey.
She's done. She's done.
No.
Yo.
Wow, man, that's an
Actually
adventure right there.
Yeah, I lost that car to the curse. I think I may have mentioned the curse to you before. I used to be cursed.
You did tell me that. Yeah, you did tell me that
I
before.
crashed my car 3 years in a row on the 4th of July on the way to whatever 4th of July function I was going to go
Holy.
to. And that's how that car eventually died.
You know what? I think
Yo.
I'm busy the 4th of July, so I don't think we can hang out. But
Nah,
I mean,
the 4th year I just stayed home.
yeah, I
I
just,
wasn't going
listen,
nowhere.
man. Okay.
Yo, that's
Oh my
crazy.
God, that's actually an amazing adventure.
No,
Dude, you have
no.
stories already.
no,
If you don't mind me asking, man, how old are you?
I'm 26, 27 this December.
Wow, man,
man.
that's actually incredible,
That's
man. You got
crazy.
some stories. So was that the craziest story you've ever had, or what?
I mean, craziest story, like in what regard? Like,
In the sense of like you didn't know this could ever happen, and you lived through it. You know what I mean? It could be life threatening. It could be
Chaotic.
Yeah, it can be anything.
I don't know. I mean, nothing crazy. I had an ex try to kill me.
Oh wow, but that's crazy.
And oh no, but I think the craziest thing that I ever heard of didn't even happen to me, but I know a guy that actually faked his death. I know a guy that successfully faked his death.
Successfully.
Wait, what's his name? No, I'm just kidding.
you gotta respect the dead, bro.
Yeah, you gotta respect the dead man.
He used to be in a friend group I was in Texas, and then he was just kind of on bad stuff. Like by the end of the time I left Texas, like all of us were like, yeah, no, we don't want to be around the guy. He was kind of like, honestly, like one of the most evil people I've met ever.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
he was the kind of guy that he would like meet people and he would like give them free drugs and like they would be like cut or whatever because he would try to get them to feel like they owed him. And then after he keeps on giving them all this free stuff, they get like a habit. He'll ask them something like, oh, like I really got to go like run up on this dude. I need you to hold this gun or something like that. So eventually he'd have them like doing crash dummy missions.
Interesting.
He tried to rob one of our friends. They got caught because one of the people he brought like left his bag and came back like barred out. Like, hey, well the cops are still there. He comes back. He's like, hey, I left my bag in there. And they're like, oh, you did? They arrest him. Obviously, they got caught and the guy had to pay like make payments to my friend for a while for like years and years. Suddenly the payments stopped. We see on Snapchat like our group posts, oh, like look, blah blah blah, he died. Here's his obituary. We all looked at the obituary. We saw the obituary. And you know, with situations like that where it's like a court like orders you to pay something, you can't really get away. Like eventually
you
they'll
can't.
garnish your if you're still making money, they'll garnish your wages or you know, they'll do whatever they need to do. This guy, we saw his obituary. I believed he was dead. All of us believed he was dead. And then like 2 years later, I take a trip to Texas. I'm talking to my buddy that's like a little removed from the group that like we were talking about him being dead in. This guy actually was roommates with the dude in college, the one that I went to go see this time.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm like, oh yeah, did you hear that blah, blah, he's dead? Like he died? And he's like, no, he's not dead. And I go, what?
I seen him last year. I seen him yesterday at Kroger, bro. What are you talking about, man?
This guy pulls up his Instagram and shows me a picture he posted like the day before. The guy isn't even like doing anything crazy. He's like going by his middle name. Like it's not
so
even he's
the
going by his middle
identity,
name.
he
He's got a
didn't even
public
try.
Instagram. Like
What?
I really have no idea. Like
So
I
how
have
has
no clue.
government not like whatever?
Don't know, man. Don't know.
Wow.
That's probably the
Wow.
craziest. Well, I don't know. I don't really like rank things in my head like that. Like things will come to me, I guess,
Right.
like as we talk more. But
Yeah.
when I think of like the craziest thing that I could think of, maybe it's just because I've been speaking about that recently. That immediately comes to mind. Like I can't believe I
Jesus,
actually
dude.
met a guy that faked his death. Like when I was a kid, you probably hear people say this all the time, but when I was a kid, I believed I was gonna run into quicksand way more. You know, I thought it was more likely I was gonna have to deal with quicksand than it was
Yeah.
that I was gonna meet a guy that actually faked his death or something. You know?
Okay.
All
I got
right.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, that's understandable, man. So, I want to know your experience, like in Texas and like at the Texas Tech.
I was just
too.
about to say that
Yeah,
too.
'cause
Yeah,
I
man.
was-
Hold on, man. How was it, man, for that one semester?
Texas Tech was interesting. I
Yeah?
mean, it's West Texas.
Okay.
I don't know if you know what the demographic is over there, like what the vibe is, but that's desert. You know,
Yeah, it is.
you get like real cowboys and stuff like that. I remember the year
Listen,
the year that I went to Texas was a big year. Like it was well, obviously it was 2016. You know,
Wow.
I don't know if you
That was a
remember.
while
That's
ago.
the year that. So my school, the whole area is like predominantly white conservative. That's the year Donald Trump got elected. That's the year Donald Trump got elected. I remember my dorm building was lit. They were cheering and screaming. Like the whole building was loud.
and then how were you reacting to all
I
that?
stayed in my room. I stayed in my room. I didn't want to go outside. Like, I did not want to go outside.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You didn't know what could have happened, man.
Right.
Dang.
But Texas was really, really interesting. I remember my roommate, he used to make, what is it? Is it hooch? He used
hooch,
to,
yeah.
Yeah, he used to make wine. He used to
Yeah.
make wine in our
Like
toilet.
drinks.
And the deal was I don't snitch on him or use our toilet, and he gives me half of it, and then he would like sell the rest or something.
Well, he gives you half of the profits or half of the wine?
Half of the wine.
How was the
okay.
wine?
It was all right. It wasn't bad. He was a really interesting guy. He
Businessman.
No, well, I remember he lost his virginity to his cousin in our dorm one time.
But this ain't Texas, bro. It's Alabama.
But he did also give me. He was the first person to ever give me a Crunchyroll. So shout out to him.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved his Crunchyroll account.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, I like that,
Okay,
man.
that's
Shout out
what
to
I'm
you,
saying.
Rory. Shout out Rory.
Rory, man, you
Rory.
a G, bro.
Yeah.
You know, we're not gonna talk about that, but you know, Crunchyroll, man. So what was the okay? Question. This is off topic, but since you're talking about Crunchyroll, what was the first anime you ever watched?
Oof, the first anime I ever watched.
And
that is
read.
a good question. And read. Maybe the first one I ever watched might have been
Thinking Naruto.
I guess I'd have to think like I figured that the first anime I ever watched was probably Toonami Days. I would think.
Okay.
So maybe it was like Dragon Ball or something.
Yeah.
One of the
Ooh.
classics.
That's
you
OG right
Dragon
there.
Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, something like that. My sisters were into it when I was a kid.
Okay, so you just kind of fell into it.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
got you.
And
Understood.
then the first one I read was definitely One Piece.
Man, One Piece. yes, indeed. All right, so like the thing is, I know you like watching One Piece.
Yeah.
You know, it's honestly one of my favorite animes.
my favorite
We've been
of all
trying to get
time.
all time.
Oh yeah, it's my all-time favorite.
You know what? Yeah, this is even better. So we've been trying to get Pablo to watch One Piece, or I have, and he's just been like, contemplating on watching it. Now, do you have any, any opinions on that? Like, any way to help him just get through it? Because it's still just like in his head, like, oh, this is too long. There's no point in watching this.
I mean, when I think about why someone would watch One Piece, it's like, why would you drink water or why would you breathe air?
damn.
It's kind of it's,
Interesting.
Just to put it mildly, it's just like the greatest story ever told. There's something for everybody. There's something for everybody
Oh
for
my
sure.
gosh. Everyone has a different dream. Everyone goes for that dream. And that's it. He's just chasing his dream, bro. That's it. And he makes friends on the way. And next thing you know, bro, he makes friends with everyone. The thing is, I don't want to. Never mind. I can't spoil that. Never
Nah,
mind.
don't spoil
Dang
it.
it. Okay. Anyways, all right, man. Now going back to, I want to talk about a little bit more school and like financial like stuff. So, I know you're an econ, right? You're an somewhat econ major, so in finance. So, are you invested in any stocks by any chance?
So actually, no.
What?
Surprisingly, no, I'm not. I'm so late to the stock game. Like,
Really?
yeah, my goal with econ and finance is to go into corporate accounting.
Oh, there's the desk job.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the desk, exactly. That's the desk I want to sit at. So I'm hoping to get a job doing that. And
Okay.
once I become a little bit more financially literate, that's when I'll start to really get into stocks and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of people, and like I have a lot of respect for people that know how to play the stocks and do stuff like that. But right now, especially like because we had just moved my family to Egypt and all things like that, like there's a lot of financial responsibilities I have, like taking care of some of them and like you know doing stuff like that. So
100%.
At the time, like I don't want to seem too old, but I'm really old fashioned in that I've never really even liked shopping online. You know, like I'm a very brick and mortar kind of guy. You know, like,
fine.
I like that actually.
So things like stocks, like I'm the kind of guy like I'll buy something online and I'll feel like I got robbed until the thing gets to me. You know what I mean? Like I'll be like, they have my money, but I don't have the product. You know what I mean?
No, I completely understand.
I need it in
man.
my hand right then. I'm an instant gratification kind of
I'm
guy.
paying, man. Like,
So when it comes to
I need
stocks, like where it's like I don't really know what's going to go on, and there's no real way to know, you know, unless you become very literate.
Right.
It just feels too risky to me. Even though, and this is I know it's a personal issue. I'm the kind of person that feels like if I don't fully understand something, I don't understand it at all. Something that a teacher told me once that really stuck with me when I was a kid is if you couldn't teach something to a person that has zero knowledge, absolutely no knowledge on the topic, you don't understand it yet. And I really internalized that. So,
no, I mean that changes your viewpoint, to be honest, because it's just like you said, man. If you can't teach it to someone very well that doesn't know anything about it, then
you can't say off. You know it really. And for me, until I reach that point, until like I've done it, like until I've actually explained it to someone that doesn't know, in my head I'll have like a mental block, like you don't really know this. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah. Man, what made you want to do finance?
I've just always been a numbers guy. Math has always been my subject, you know. That's always been my thing. I don't know.
All right, fair enough. I mean, I'm good at math, but I don't mess with it. But like
yeah, man, it's that content creation. 100%. So then okay, so then
numbers in this.
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah. So then question for you, since you guys, he is coming back. He is coming, you know what I'm saying? He is coming back to GGC, you know what I'm saying? He's going to continue the education. What major?
What major? Yeah. The thing is,
or just
to be completely honest, here, there really isn't anything I want to study. But Oscar told me like the closest thing to do to this is digital media.
Hell yeah.
So I might go with that. And if not, I'll dip and then go somewhere else. But as of right now, I just needed to come back and study. I feel like I'm
core classes done.
Yeah.
100%.
And
what are your goals as far as education? Like, do you want to use certification and degrees to get a certain job, or are you genuinely just trying to learn more?
Yeah, probably learn more, because like learn more and have credibility. Because if I, let's say, start my own thing or start like something else, they'll be like, okay, yeah, he's gone to college.
Right, yeah.
But
and credibility is really the operative word there, because it isn't just through college that you can do that. Like, especially with stuff like this where there's a lot of like audio technician work and there's a lot of sound design and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It isn't hard at all to go get an internship at like, let's say like a local theater or like any venue. You can go there and just put your hands on equipment, get used to setting things up. And that is something you can equally, especially I think in this field, people aren't looking for like, you don't need to have a degree to be the guy that like gets hired to help set up something, you know what I mean? Or like build a podcast. Like usually it's about, yes, it is about what you can do, but it's also about what connections you make, you know? So I would say, like, for this field in particular, the degree itself, like degree, isn't as important to me, but I don't know. I wouldn't know for sure.
That's what I definitely thought about as soon as I made the decision of I'm going to take a break. Because when I took a break, I wanted to actually initiate what this is. And I got the equipment, I got the software, everything put together.
Yep.
I got the co-host, and we just built it off since July to now. I have seen growth. I have seen there's ups and downs, but as of right now, I say we're doing good. I feel like we're doing pretty good.
I feel like we're doing
start
amazing,
off,
man.
we're doing good.
And we have an amazing guest here today.
Hell yeah!
So
see,
it's
like,
even
look
better,
what
man.
this
You know
this
what I'm
podcast
saying?
got us to.
That's what I'm saying, man. The thing is, like, you were talking about connections, man. And honestly, I feel like college, you built so many connections. Like you said, you made new connections in college. Like, hold on, didn't you said you met someone very, like, you know.
Yeah, facts.
Like in Texas, right?
So,
you met someone crazy, right?
Yeah. I didn't realize how crazy this was at the time. And I know for a fact the guy doesn't remember me. Like, I think I met him like once in passing, you know. But I, like I said earlier, I went to Texas Tech.
Okay.
in 2016. While I was there, when I first got to Texas in general, it was very apparent. Texas is a football state. Everybody
Football.
cares about football, right?
hell yeah.
So there were big tailgates. Everybody wanted to do parties. This is my first time in college, so I'm getting the experience. I'm like, oh, so these are the college football players and stuff. I went to this one party one time, and there's one player. Generally, all the football players are pretty popular, and I was just like, that's normal. Everyone fucks with football.
Yeah.
I go to this party, and there's one guy that everybody's like kind of watching. Everyone's like swarming around him. I'm like, who's that guy over there? Who is this? Mm-hmm. Someone goes, oh, that's the quarterback. And I'm like, oh, okay. Everybody fucks with him because he's the quarterback. That makes perfect sense. This is Texas. That's the quarterback. He's like, the king or whatever. So I went over to the table. He was playing beer pong. I went over and I played a game against him. And I actually lost. I did lose. But 2 years, I paid no mind to it after that, didn't care. I never really was a big football guy. I think I went to like 1 or 2 of the games. I ended up leaving Texas. I come back to Georgia. 2 years later, 1 year later, that guy that I played beer pong against, he is on the cover of Madden. I was playing against Patrick Mahomes.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
That was how I found out that he was nice. Like literally, I saw him on Madden, and I was like, I called my friend and I go, wait, was he a big deal? Like, is he a big deal? And he's like, yes. Like, he's the biggest deal. Yeah.
He's like 3-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
Like, that guy is different.
He said, I guess so, man.
No, I didn't know.
No wonder he won the beer pong. Shoot.
Yeah, I just thought.
Imagine if you would have won the beer pong. Like, you would have been like,
that would have been my claim to fame, bro. I would have been on Twitter, man.
Shoot.
man.
Wait.
Well, Patrick, let's see if he remembers you. Who knows?
Oh, God, no way.
You never know, man.
You never know. We'll get a podcast episode with both of y'all one day.
One day.
You know how funny
next
that would
week.
be?
Tune in next week, bro.
Man, listen, give me 2 weeks. Let me talk. Let me email him. His publicist, man. It's over. It's over.
It is the off season.
Shoot. He's probably training or he's just having fun.
Definitely wish I did establish that connection a bit more.
Oh,
but
dude. You know how.
It is
At
what it
the
is.
time, you didn't really know. So,
Yeah.
no, it's all right.
Fair. Imagine if you like financial advisor for him or something.
Yeah, that would be sick. That would be so awesome.
What? You'd be like, hey, you remember me?
Find me on LinkedIn.
You want to plug yourself by all means, man. Nah, but going back to the connections, man, like, I feel like connections has a lot to do with college, dude. That's you just meeting new people, making connections, and then next thing you know, later in life, it's just all
come back together,
man. And at the end of the day, that's part of the reason why I just love coming here. Like going to the gym and just being there. I love meeting new people. Everyone is always
That's how I
doing
met
something.
you.
I know, man.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? This man, bro. You should go play soccer with him, bro.
Oh, he plays?
Dude, what?
I'm all right. I'm nothing too crazy.
Stop lying. Why are you lying? All right, no, man. Because
Nah,
like
don't
I'm a
yourself like
defender.
that.
I'm a defender.
he's the defender, but
So
his
that's
kicks
still
are
good, though.
heavy as dude. His kicks are hard as shit. Oh my god, I still remember that. I think it was that first day. I don't know if it was that first day. It was my first shift. Well, I had already clocked out. You
The
know,
ball in the racquetball room.
nah. Oh, that was the first time we met. Yeah, we were just kicking the ball back and forth, really, and just juggling it, to be honest. But
Okay.
when we were in the court,
Yeah.
yeah, and then y'all started. We were just doing half court shots.
That's right.
That is
Yeah, I
right,
remember
man.
that.
You know what I'm saying? We were just hitting half court shots, and this man got the soccer ball out, and then shoot,
You gotta bring
blasting
it, out,
it, man, off half court. He was just hitting the crossbar and everything. But that's honestly, I really enjoyed that day. It was a really cool day. You know what I'm saying? Got to meet new people and stuff. But
It's really interesting how simple that it can really be, Like,
to meet people,
just
make
walk in
friends.
the room, me and you were just kicking a soccer ball down, like, and then, who knows, maybe 5 years down the line, like, me and you, like, our jobs coincide.
You know how cool that would be,
And then we
though?
just know each other, so you
he's
have
like,
somebody to call.
man, come on, I
Yeah.
already know him, man. What's up? Yeah, man. Just I love making new connections with people, and just bro, social media it brings people together, man. Like it's just I've grown about like what 200 around 200 followers from just people at the gym.
Yeah, no,
Dude,
me too.
it's so crazy.
I don't know if I told you. I had never gone to the gym consistently until like last year, June.
Oh,
And
man.
in that
Nice.
time, I thank you. In that time, like I have met so many people,
Hell yeah.
so many people that I would have never interacted with if I hadn't started doing that. So honestly, like it's doesn't even go to show that you should go to the gym. It just goes to show that putting yourself out there and going and trying new things, like even
college
without
about.
any goal
Oh, yeah.
at all, like just putting your face out there in front of other people, that's how you're going to meet people and that's how you're going to build those connections.
Getting out of your comfort zone is
Exactly.
definitely important.
Your
Yeah.
comfort zone is the most dangerous type of place that you could be.
Yeah.
And that's why you got to get out of it, man.
Right.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah. You never know. The next person you meet can literally like help you out.
Be
in
on
life.
Madden.
Yeah.
You
Be
never
on
know.
Madden,
Like,
yeah.
you know, for example,
Be
you
on
could be the face of
Madden,
Madden,
yeah.
man. You know, but nah, man, I just really love that, you know, you just make connections. You just make connections and you just, you know, you meet new people and those, you know, you just build it. And later in life, like we said, man, you run into each other and it's just, you guys have that connection. That's just that bond, man. It's just so cool because you never know what could happen in life.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, man, those
never know
people
who
could
you
help
may
you.
need. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I say you never burn a bridge. Don't you know? It's
Some water on it.
yeah. Burning bridges is just like you were just now saying. You never know when you'll need someone. You'll never know when someone may need you. You know what I mean? And I feel like for me particularly, I think this might go back to like the whole Sudanese culture thing. Like being being somebody that can actually be helpful or actually like impact somebody's life is something that's very, very fulfilling to me. Growing up, I really wanted to be a teacher because I really liked teaching people. Like that moment where they're like, oh, like I get it was so fulfilling to me that like the idea of like there being somebody that knows me, that has a situation that I could perfectly help with and thinking that, you know, they might reach out to me is like one of the best feelings in the world, you know. I don't know why, but it's always just felt really good to me to be able to actually help someone in a meaningful way, you know.
I got you.
Yeah, right.
And has that like, you know, thought of being a teacher like already passed your mind? Like, oh no, I'm not gonna do that. Or
Honestly, deep down, I still want to be a teacher. I think that my dream down the line, like, you know how here there's like a lot of teachers, people be like, I have no idea how this person became a professor, you know?
Right.
And typically what it boils down to is they achieved enough in their field to where, like how you were saying earlier, you want to have those credentials.
Yeah.
Like these people have achieved enough to the point where they can make a logical argument for why they should continue to be a teacher. It doesn't matter how they are. But me personally, like not only do I have that passion for teaching where I enjoy it, but I would want to reach a point in my field where like I can say, you know, I'm an expert on this. I'm someone that can be trusted to teach. And then I can be one of those teachers that, you know, people are like, there should be more teachers like this, you know?
Honestly, I feel like you would be a good teacher because like you
I'm
got me
saying.
like in this interview, you got me really engaged. Like
I
really
appreciate that,
So
man.
if
you
you
got me very motivated, man.
yeah, hell yeah, I'm
know?
motivated. Just man,
The thing, I appreciate you guys saying that.
100%,
for
man.
sure.
Like you just gotta chase it, man. Yeah, I know you got multiple dreams that you want to do, so
Yeah,
just
yeah.
bro, just do it
I
one
feel
by
like
one.
just go
man.
for it.
The only reason why that's like not my primary goal or why I didn't go out of high school and immediately start trying to be a teacher is that my mom is actually a teacher. She's,
Wow,
she's
that's
a high school teacher. It is awesome. I think it's awesome.
Damn.
She hates it.
Yeah, I mean,
She is
it's
not
high
fond
school,
of it.
man. I don't know.
But you know how parents are, especially foreign parents, like they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we just want you to make money, you know? Like we
Yes.
not even like on some like we want you to make money so you can take care of people, but like she wants me to be okay and she feels as though teachers aren't like treated super well. They don't get paid very well. And because of that, she was always like, no, you don't want to be a
do that.
teacher, don't do that, you know. But
I mean, if anything, you could be like more of like a sub.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I have a true love for it, you know. So that's
Inspiring
why I'm gonna make my mom happy. I'm gonna get that real career. Not real career. Teaching is definitely a real career, and I have so much respect for teachers. But in her eyes, like I'm gonna go get that, you know,
That
Nine
bread.
to five job,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know
like
what
an
I mean?
actual like non-teaching job, and then hopefully after that I can come back in. and
Okay.
be a
I mean,
teacher.
that sounds good,
yeah.
man.
Once you get your money, I mean, just get even more money by
Yeah.
teaching. So
I actually used to be a robotics teacher.
oh wow, man.
At my high school, there's like a senior capstone project you have to do, like, and a junior fellowship program that everyone needs to do. When I was a freshman, there was a senior at my school that, for his senior capstone, he wanted to start a robotics team at Couch Middle School in Grayson. So he did it, and because I was on the robotics team at that time, my school was like a math science, like a magnet
STEM?
school. Yeah, it was a STEM school. So. All of our robotics teams, we had multiple robotics teams. They would all always make it to world competition.
Oh wow.
I was
Man.
on the robotics team, and part of like getting to go to it back then, it was in Anaheim, California. At the time, if you wanted to go and actually like go on the trip to California, you needed a certain number of robotics service hours. So because I was a freshman and this guy's starting this project, he's a senior, I just joined him. So I was with him when they founded the robotics team at Couch. First year, obviously, like it was just us teaching kids like this is how you problem solve. This is, you know,
Easy
to teach
stuff,
them how to
right,
build
right.
little Lego robot stuff and how to like do simple codes. And then he graduated, and I continued doing it, and like a couple other people also continued doing it. I did it for 4 years. So the first year it was just like really rudimentary stuff, trying to like get our feet wet, see how like things might look. By the time I was a senior, and this was like the most fulfilling feeling, by the time I was a senior, the kids that were 6th graders when I was a sophomore were now 8th graders, and they went to world competition with us.
Nice.
Wow. Man,
Nice.
that's so heartwarming, man.
That's
Yeah, no, it
crazy,
was super
bro.
dope.
Bro,
Sometime-
building the future engineers of this world, man.
My mom still lives in that area. Sometimes I'll go by over there and I'll run into the parents of some of the kids and
They just
like,
talk.
yeah, they'll just chat me up. Yeah.
That's actually really
That is
very inspiring me, man.
Hell yeah.
Wow. I was gonna try to relate to that in a way, but damn, now I don't know, man.
Nah.
But it's just, like here, if I were to relate to that, it'd be more in the sense of like when I'm in my element over there at the gym. It's
Oh,
just
hell
like
yeah.
it's more like people are they come to me and they're asking, hey, can you spot me? I'm like, yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
And then like I see their form, I'm like, all right, look, first off, before you even lift anything, I want you to take the bar and just like practice the form. Like I want you to put your feet on the bench, like, you know what I'm saying, drive on the ground, this and that. Like, so then they don't, hurt themselves or anything like that. And then when I see them a week later lifting more weight than they would if their form was, now that their form is better, they'd be lifting more weight than they would, before
Right.
if it was terrible. I'm like,
It's fulfilling. It feels
Yeah,
good.
hell
Yeah.
yeah.
No, and that's actually how I made so many friends. Like, even though
yeah, for real, man.
my goal was to like just get a habit of going to the gym, I feel like the best tip I could give to anybody that's doing that, like I said, it was just last summer. I was 25 years old when I started going to the gym for the first time. There's 19-year-olds that are built like Spider-Man, that are there, and like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to go to I don't want to start going to the gym because I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing, or like people are a lot further than me and stuff like that. The best thing, the number one thing you can do if you're going to go to the gym, I think maybe especially for young men, I think it might be different for young ladies and be like women. For young men, literally just humble yourself.
Yeah.
Like every day I would just go in there, and anytime I saw anything I didn't understand, I walk up to the guy and I go, hey, excuse me, I don't mean to bother you. You look like you know what you're doing. Can you teach me how to do this exercise? And just telling them like, you look like you know what you're doing is automatically so disarming. As soon as I say that to them and I humble myself, I let them know like, hey, I know I don't know enough about this. You look like you're doing a lot better. Can you help me? Guys, especially here, they will be so kind. They will be so kind. They because like you were just now saying, they want that feeling. There's some people that like look at it a little differently, but like at the end of the day, like so long as you are humbling yourself, that like you're not a master at this and you want to get better. It's okay if you're not good yet. Like you can walk around like with your head high. Just being like, I'm learning how to do this. One day I'm gonna be like these people. So. There's just so much you can gain.
Oh man, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
That's actually so. You pretty much summed it up, man. Like at the end of the day, like I love going to the gym and just seeing people do better than they were doing last week.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's all it is, man. You're going there, no judgments, man.
Everyone's there to better themselves.
Exactly. Man. At the end of the day, if you're not consistent, then you're not really
Right.
doing anything about it.
Yeah.
And it's just when I see people like, oh, they come and run up and tell me, dude, I hit a new max yesterday. I'm like, bro, that's amazing. Like, like celebrate, go get some fruit.
We're on the same team.
So yeah, you get a lot of connections at the gym at places, but like how we were talking about like that analogy with the bridge. How do you know when to cut someone off and like to break that bridge?
When to burn a bridge?
Yeah.
I mean, like the business side of me wants to say, depending on obviously what circumstances are around how you met a person and like what your relationship is.
Right.
The business side of me wants to say that you should never fully burn a bridge. Never. Just in case, like you can withdraw yourself from relationships and like make yourself less available. But especially once you get older, once you get into more professional settings, you reach a point where you can't really burn bridges, because you never know who knows someone or who's good with someone or who, you know what I mean? But generally, like in your social life, like people that you meet out in exclusively social situations, like maybe the bar, like whatever, if it's a girl you're talking to, For instance, for me with girls, like I will burn a bridge with like a girl or like a friend if I find that, first off, we aren't doing any business together, and second, the relationship is exclusively negative. Like if I don't gain anything, and that's not to say that you must gain something from every relationship. Like it's not like a real quid pro quo situation, but there is always give and take, you know, like for instance, like you guys give each other companionship and like understanding, like this is someone you can talk to, this is someone that you can, you know, do all these things with. But if you like meet somebody where it's like they're always putting out small fires, like there's always a problem, like they always need help, like they're never really trying to like fix themselves or like do anything for themselves, that I would say is probably the only reason where you should fully cut someone off. If they're not trying to improve themselves or if they're doing things actively to harm others.
Or themselves.
Yeah, or themselves, you know. Well, I mean, you know, some people have bad situations, but if they aren't trying to get out of it, like if they are comfortable being in a lot of situations all the time and always having to fix something, then, you know, that's a situation where you might want to get out. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%, man. Like that happened to one of my friends. We don't really talk anymore, but I was trying to help them every single time. They would always come to me with a problem. Oh, dude, my car's fucked up. I'm like, all right, cool. Went to their crib. You know, I got the little the code reader. I was like, here, man, let's do this real quick. We found the code. He's like, all right, bro, like it's a chip in your like something. You know, it was something. It was always something. So then I was like, all right, so what you're gonna do real quick is you're gonna go the Pet Boys. You're gonna go to their mechanic, do this and that, and then you're gonna tell him. I'm like, all right, cool. A week later, I see him. Hey, bro, did you ever fix the thing with the car? He's like, no. Why not? He's like, oh, I just never went to it. Like, so you made me. I went all the way to your house to do that. And you didn't do anything with the information I gave you, or anyone that I gave, any person. If I give you a specific person to go to, I'm telling you because I went to them and they helped me out, and I'm trying to help you out. And if you're not taking advantage of that, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like just stop. You know what I'm saying?
I can't help you if you don't want to help yourself.
Exactly. That's how it is, man. And it sucks seeing that because it's just like you're doing all you can do. And at the end of the day, they just want you to do it for them. And it's like, I'm not like that.
Yeah,
you know, I was before, but now I don't. Dude, now we're adults and get on your own shit.
Yeah. You feel like you're gonna get you feel like you're getting used at that point?
Oh, 100%, dude. Dude, in high school, dog.
But that's the thing. I always tell this to people. Anytime I meet young people that are really charismatic and like are really aware of like the other people in their lives, they really worry about. They're like really aware of like, you know, how they make other people feel, and they're like constantly trying to, you know, make sure like that's like something that's important to them. When you're in a situation where you feel like somebody's taking advantage of you, especially if it's a situation where you feel like you need to completely back away from the situation, I always tell these people, never like, don't let yourself feel bad about being good to someone. You know, you should always be proud of who you are, you know? You should look at a situation and go, this person was in need. I believed that they actually needed help. They came to me, and I did what I thought was right. Like, I came to them, and I tried to help them out, and what they chose to do after that is their decision. It's not any negative thing about you. You're still, like, so you need to keep your heart pure, basically.
That is crazy. I have a story about that, actually.
Talk to me,
basically, this was, like, a long time ago, but it had something to do with that, like being pure and like helping people out, right?
Right.
So there was this one time where I knew this one chick, and she was like literally the best, like my best friend, right? She was going out with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was also my best friend. Let's just say that the boyfriend would tell me like literally like dead ass some secrets.
Were the three of y'all friends before them two started dating?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's always messy. But go ahead.
Well, actually, no. It wasn't like I've known them separately, but by the time they got together, I wasn't around. But like, let's say mid relationship, then I started talking to them more.
Right.
So,
who did you meet first?
who did I meet? I met the girl first.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the girl, obviously the best friend. Then there was a time where the boyfriend would come to me and tell like secrets about her, and he was like, "Oh, this and this and that." And then there was a point where, man, he went to this like he was a swimmer, so he was like he went to this meet, and he said that he had like some crazy like interaction with a different chick. Yeah, and they went to the back and all that, and then at first I was like, I don't want to get like I don't really get into this because like
involving you, that's like an informational hazard. Like now that you know it, you're involved.
Exactly.
You can't do anything about it.
Yeah. But me knowing that I'm like loyal and knowing that I like, man, I'm telling you, this was years ago. I'm different now, but the girl, I've known her forever. I'm telling you, like from day one. So I told her that, and it's crazy because they set up this whole thing. Cause like I used to go to this place, or like it was a church group, right? So I would have a different girlfriend at the time, and then she was in the same class as him, and he would tell her, "Yo, I need to get these guys. Like I need to get my girl and Pablo, which is me, away from each other. Like I need them gone. Like I need them. I don't want him near her ever again."
He was telling other girls this?
Yeah. And the other girl, like, shout out to you, Emily. She came up to me. She came up to me like. She came up to me, it's like, yo, she's trying to get you guys, like, you know, gone, separate. And, yeah, man. So I went and told her, being the nice, pure person I am, like, blah, 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 this and this and this. So basically, this was like a whole setup. So apparently...
They both were setting you up?
Not the girlfriend, more like the dude.
Like he like the story was a lie to see if you would tell?
Yeah, it was a lie. Basically, it was like, yo, let's say I got, you know... head at a swim meet by this other girl, and I told her, and apparently there was a week before that, the girl that, you know, gave him head basically talked to me about the same shit. Then I told the actual girlfriend, and then apparently all that was a lie. And then
Look at his reaction. He's like, what?
Why would they do that? Like, I don't understand. What's the point in this loyalty test? Like,
I don't know either.
So there was a time where I was texting the swim meet girl, all this, blah, blah, blah.
Swim meet is the girlfriend.
No, swim meet.
Swim meet is the other girl.
The other
Okay,
girl.
yeah.
I was texting her, and like, she literally gave me the information, and I'm like, okay, I got proof. I'm gonna send the screenshots. They literally faked it. Like, they were making
her
stuff
and
up.
him.
Yes.
Why would I don't understand?
I don't understand either to this day. So basically, from there, she's cut me off, and
The swim meet girl cut you off.
no,
All of them.
everyone. Let's say
Wait, but I'm not. So basically, you go to the girlfriend and you're like, "Hey,
This.
I have reason to believe that your boyfriend's been cheating on you. That I have a bunch of proof, all this stuff."
Yep.
And then the boyfriend and the other girl go, got you. It was a trick. We wanted to see if you would snitch. And then the girlfriend's like, I can't believe you tried to snitch on my boyfriend for cheating on me. I'm
Thank
not
you.
gonna fuck with you no more."
Damn.
100%.
That is
100%, that's exactly what
pretty
happened.
crazy. That's
It is
pretty
crazy.
That sounds like Stockholm syndrome. Like it seems like she doesn't want to be saved,
Yeah.
even if things go wrong.
That's exactly what happened. And from there, I remember the last time I talked to her, she was like, she confronted me. She was like, "Why'd you do it?" I'm like, "Do what?" She was like, "Why'd you fake that?" I'm like, "Fake what? I'm not making stuff up."
That makes me
This-
think that it did happen. Like, that makes me
No,
think it did happen.
yeah,
and like,
that is exactly what happened. I feel like that is exactly what happened because I'm talking about the girl, the other girl. She had
but
some
you shouted out
weird-
the swim meet girl, right? Just now?
No, Emily was the one from the church.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was a swim meet girl. So I'm like, bro, you just.
Yeah, I was like, wait, so I'm
damn,
confused.
I'm telling you, there's so many girls in the story. But basically, they all cut me off, and it got to the point where everybody, like the tea spilled so much that my parents got involved too.
What?
My parents and their parents got involved. Yeah. Like the tea. There was this one freshman at the time that yapped to his mom. His mom told the boyfriend's mom, and the boyfriend's mom was actually friends with my mom, and my mom found out.
I'm not even understanding how they could have framed this. Like, I can't think of a way to word this that makes
That's
you
what I'm
sound like
saying.
the
That's
bad
why I was
guy.
so confused. I'm just like, okay.
I think they just had that much of trust.
Did he like think that you wanted his girlfriend or something?
I think that's the same reason, because there was times where I would hang out with her way too much more than him.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened.
No.
I'll tell you there's more in the story, but I'm not gonna talk
No,
about
I get that. I definitely
So,
get that.
yeah, that's exactly what happened. And then my mom, we had to confront him and all that stuff, and then boom, that's it.
Interesting.
The end.
That is wild. That's so. But I feel like situations like that where, and I feel like I might have some experience with this because growing up in general, like I come from a long line of really strong women. Like my family has always been ran by our ladies. You know,
Respect.
we have like a matriarch.
Yeah.
My dad's mom is like the head of the family, and so. Because of that, like I've always just like been more comfortable like talking to girls. Like my friends were always girls when I was growing up. Like if you're a fashion nigga in 2024 and you never had gay allegations, like you know, what I mean,
trust
you're
me.
lying. You know, you're not really a fashion nigga or something like that. So back then, like I just used to always hang out with girls, and because of that, like and they were just my friends, you know. But because of that, like there were a lot of situations where like they would date someone, that person would really hate me because he thought that I like was trying to do something. I remember there was one time like one of my
It's literally the story of my life.
No, yeah. I had this one really close friend from middle school. She started dating a guy in high school, and he was actually like a raging racist.
Oh.
Like he was like extremely racist, like to the point where he got on her Facebook one time and messaged me, calling me I can say it.
Go ahead.
It's a slur, but it's one that I can say.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
He messaged me. He called me a sand nigger from her Facebook. Yeah, and then
From
like
the Facebook too.
from her Facebook, and I'm not even off his own phone. Like he didn't even want to message me directly. And then I became friends with his little sister.
No.
Like not like as a retaliation thing, but like his little sister's actually like a really cool person, and like we just ended up becoming friends. And so I started to like sometimes be within proximity of him, and it was like well known that he really, really fucking hated me. You know.
It's like, well.
Yeah, and like it got to the point like he hated me so much she cut me off. Like she cut me off for all of high school until they broke up. She had cut me off, and like this is kind of like
Until
a
they broke up,
recurring
huh?
thing. Yeah, until they broke up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they broke up, and then she
It'd
came
be
back.
like that, right?
And we were friends, and then
Oh shit.
but yeah, we're not as tight anymore because that kind of just became a thing. Like anytime she would date someone, she would like just like cut me off just because of how they felt about me. And no, it's really dodgy. Like anytime, it just sucks being in that position. And like
Yeah.
I had a guy this semester actually. He messaged me. So there was this girl that me and her were friends. I won't say her name, but we used to be really, really close. Like she was actually in the car with me for that Texas drive that I was just talking about.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was
All right.
there.
Texas
So we've been friends. We go way back. Like this was years ago when we went on the Texas trip, but then like she started to have some like personal issues that she needed to deal with. So like she had to go through recovery and like do all these things to, like get herself back right. So we kind of fell off a little bit. We didn't fall out. We just fell off. Like we stopped talking as much.
Yeah.
She recovered. She like got healthy. She started like working on like, you know, doing her own shit. And we started to like communicate more often. Not like super often. We do like a yearly check-in, like maybe one or two calls a year. And then if like it just so happened to coincide with like a time where both of us were free and we have that call, like maybe we'll be like, hey, let's come hang out like
get some
sometime.
coffee or something.
Last September, we have that call, and that weekend I was going to go. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Winder Barrow Speedway.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a dirt track. They do races.
yeah.
Yeah, so I was planning on going because they were having a race that weekend. I'm talking to her. I'm like, oh, why don't you come? Like, we can catch up. And she's like, okay, yeah, sure. She comes over. I meet her at her car outside my house, and she gets in. Like, she does not come inside. I meet her outside. She gets in my car. We drive to the thing, watch the race, catch up, have fun. And you guys say that you're familiar with it. You know, it's not very intimate. You know what I mean? Like it's
just like a lot of
green. You know, like people yelling and stuff. You're sitting on lawn chairs with dust everywhere. So we're just chatting. It was very platonic. Nothing happened. And then afterwards, I drop her back off to her car. She leaves. Everything's fine. While we were there, she told me she's been dating this guy. I won't say his name either, but she's dating this guy. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know the guy. Like he used to be not close, like he was like a close friend, but he was like in proximity to the groups that I used to hang out with. So I used to know of him, but I had never actually directly met him.
Interesting.
And that's September. September, her and I hang out, drop her off, everything's good. We don't talk again for months. It was, I think, February. I have pictures of this. I could literally read you what he said, but I think it was in February or something around then. I'm like in the game room here playing FIFA, chilling.
Oh, yeah.
Did I tell you this story already?
I know you have.
I was
The
in
game room here is kind of chill, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I was in the game room playing FIFA, and imagine my surprise when all of a sudden I get a DM from this guy. A DM request. Like we didn't follow each other. We didn't know each other. Randomly, I get a DM from him. It was February. He says, "You are disrespectful as fuck if a woman has to tell you to back off the horny shit when you knew damn well that she was in a relationship. Cut your dick off." And I'm like, whoa.
Whoa.
Like,
Hold on.
Immediately, I just sent him back. I think I was like, huh? Like, I did send him back, huh? And then the guy, like, it turned out, like, I, like, messaged her, obviously. I'm like, why the fuck is your boyfriend texting me? And what the hell is he saying, you know? Me and him talk for a while. Like, he's saying that, like, he's under the he believes for some reason that while we were hanging out, I didn't make an advance. His exact words were, I was like leaving myself open, like I wanted her to make an advance, which, I don't know what that means, but that's what he thought. He thought that I tried to like make a move on his girl when I knew that they were dating, but I did not, like that didn't happen. She never, and he also said specifically, like the most specific answer I could get out of him was he said that apparently at some point in my room, I did something and she had to tell me stop. And I was like, well, that's interesting because, we were never in the house, Yeah. So I'm messaging him. He's like telling me all this stuff. And then I was like, you know what? And I send him a screenshot of the last time her and I texted, like the very last time we texted. And it is the day that her and I went to the race. Right after she gets home, she sent me, and I'm reading this verbatim. She goes, I appreciated your company tonight, man. You're such a welcomed and cherished light in my life, and I'm grateful I get to share these moments with you. I want you to remember I got your back whenever, wherever, and bid you a safe journey during the tournament tomorrow, because that's soccer tournament next day. So I sent him that, and I was like, wait, so this happened that night that she had to like tell me to stop or like get away from her? And he was like, at that point, it was clear he was confused. I like called her, and like after like this whole like phone tag thing, I got on the phone with him, I got on the phone with her. It turned out that it was just like a situation where like he had heard in high school that like I was some kind of like ladies' man or womanizer or something like that, and held on to that for so long that like he couldn't believe that I didn't try anything with her when I saw her. He, according to her, and it got dodgy because her story also wasn't good. What she basically ended up telling me was that he like was feeling a way about it for like a while and kept on like pressing her, like, did he do something to the point where eventually she said, even if he did do something, or like she claims that she said something along the lines of, if he did something, that's why we don't talk anymore, or something like that, when really it was just we just talk once or twice a year. So I'm like, I don't know. It was really dodgy. It didn't make sense. It seemed like she lied to him, and he, like, they, I don't know, like she made it seem like it was like the power of suggestion. Like he kept on saying over and over and over again. So it got to the point where she was like, maybe it did. But I was like, when I talked to her on the phone, I was like, you never came in my house. And she was just like, oh, like, yeah, I don't know why I did that. Like, I just figured, she said, I just figured that because I tried to talk to him so many times and it didn't work out, that if I just let him talk to you, then you could fix it. And I was like, what? Like, this isn't my relationship. Like, this isn't my circus or my monkeys. Like, I have nothing to do with this. Why would you put this on me? If you were going to put it on me, even, like, if you had to put it on me, why didn't you at the very beginning go, well, if you think that happened, you don't believe me, why don't you call him? Because she told me that when he did message me, he messaged me because she told him if he wanted to get to the bottom of it to come back, to reach out to me. But at that point, she had already told him that something did happen. So I'm like, why the fuck would you not tell him to come to me when I could have actually nipped it in the butt back then? Right. So, sorry, I lost where I was for a second there. But basically, she, it had just been this long situation, like, by the end of the phone call, like, and usually it doesn't go this well, I mean, it was already kind of crazy, but, like, by the end of it, the guy was like, hey, I'm really sorry for, like, reaching out at you in that way, like, I'm willing to put this all behind me with respect. And I was like, okay, that's great. And at this point, like, now, like, this is one of those situations where I'm like, damn, like, should I cut off, like, that girl? Because I'm like, like, rhetoric like that is really dangerous, Yeah. Like, I don't get down like that. Even though she's not alleging that, like, I, like, assaulted her or anything really bad, like, she's still, like, kind of putting my name in, like, a bad light, like, saying that I don't care about other people's relationships so and I don't mind home wrecking. Yeah, and I'm not that guy. Like, I don't do stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that one, like, solved itself, kind of, but now I'm, like, in a position where I'm like, is this person dangerous to keep around, where, like, they're willing to, like, use my name and do whatever with my name to help their life, Okay. So
yeah, that is kind of sketch.
I just say that to say it can be dodgy, like, in situations like that, where, like, a guy thinks that you're trying to get at his girl, especially if you're not even,
For real.
But
well, I mean, stuff like that happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've experienced that a few times, but it's more of just like a sense of, like, dude, either you're insecure or you don't trust your girl. You tell me it's either one of the other.
It's both. I feel like it's both.
And then coming to me and not your girl is crazy, Like,
you're supposed to trust her.
Literally, like, let's assume that I'm the worst guy possible, like, I am trying to get at your girl. Why do you think, like, talking to me is going to help it? If I already know that you guys are together and I really don't care, like, I don't owe you anything. And that's not, you know what I mean? Like, go to her and like make sure that you have like respect and trust in your own relationship. That way, like it's the same way as how people say like you need to make sure that you're good before you help other people.
100%.
Right.
You know, you need to make sure that you guys are solid before you can, like as a team, deal with situations with other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, 100%, man. Yeah. And that shit did happen to me a few times. Like in high school, I got a few DMs from people just talking about like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you hanging out with my girl so much? I'm just like, dude, I'm just friends with so many people. Dog.
Yeah.
Like,
She's cool.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
you know what I'm saying? She's a really cool person. Like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, I like talking to cool people, like having actual mature conversations and shit. And if she has any problems, I'm obviously going to shed some light on it and help her with those problems. It's not like I'm dating her or I'm going out with her or anything like that. Like, we're literally just talking. We're just friends. And obviously, like hearing that from a guy is gonna be like, nah. I'm just like, bro, ask your fucking girl. And then the same
Talk to
shit, they
her.
would ask her, and then she would be like, yeah, no, we're nothing.
Yeah.
And then they would still be very skeptical
Because
about
they
it.
think that you are playing like a long game or something. Like that's always
That's like
what
the
they
best
assume.
friend role.
Yeah,
That's what people
it's
be
just
thinking
like,
of.
Which
Oh.
isn't to say like there aren't guys that do that, because there are guys that do that.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's
but
definitely
girls like I don't know, like if you're a plumber and every day you deal with toilets, like you're gonna know, you know, like if something starts happening with it, you're gonna know what you're looking at, or you know, it's a bad analogy,
No,
but like,
yeah, but we
like
know what you mean,
with
yeah.
girls, like every day, like you talk to girls and they're always like, I can't tell whether or not I have like an actual healthy relationship with a guy that's just my friend, because they're constantly having to see whether or not that they actually fuck with them. So the first person that's going to notice whether or not a guy is trying to like secretly get with them will probably be a girl, you know?
Yeah.
And it's interesting like that things work like that and like work in that way, because in relationships people try to get into relationships and then they try to really restrict the person that they're with, you know, like
That's not what you want.
even
Yeah.
if they do have healthy relationships with people of the opposite sex, like guys and girls will have like this image in their head of what a good girlfriend, what a good boyfriend looks like, and it's someone that only cares about you and like they won't give anyone the time of day, you know. But really at the end of the day, like if when you met your girl, like you fell for her because of how charismatic she is, like how like, you know, the light she brings into the room, or like what kind of person she is, how she deals with other people, why would you want to take away things that she enjoys doing from her? You know, the same way that guys don't want girls to restrict them when they get into a relationship. Like you need to find a relationship where both of you can be as happy as you possibly can be, doing the things that you want to be doing without disrespecting each other, and that's it, you know?
It's all trust. It's all
People are always, especially if you want to be with somebody that looks good, people are always going to think they look good. You know, people are always going to try to get at them. Like it all comes down to how confident you are and how secure you are in your relationship.
Man, that's life.
Yeah.
Man, what a great way to end that off,
That's
man.
just-
That was an amazing.
that was great.
No,
That-
clip it right now,
Clip
yo.
it right
we need to
now.
get
Clip
clip
that.
on it. Right.
Man,
It's been a pleasure,
It's been a
man.
pleasure.
We've loved having you
Nah, it
here.
was
By all
amazing.
means, man.
Round of
100%, bro.
applause.
Round of
Thank
applause
y'all
for you,
having
bro.
me, man.
Listen,
I really
we hope-
appreciate y'all having me here.
Man,
sure.
it was amazing, bro. We hope to see you in future episodes as well.
For sure.
By all means, make sure you guys follow
So Good Shawty on Instagram.
So Good Shawty
link
on
down in the
Instagram.
description.
Most definitely.
You got a last few words of advice for the public?
Anything you want to say to the college students?
Just keep your head up.
Hell
Finish
yeah.
strong. We're almost done, guys. This is
get
it.
We're right there. We're like right there. I got a week and a half,
Right
2 weeks.
there.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, listen. What's up? What else you got?
Nah, thank you.
Oh man, look, we had a great time.
Yeah.
All right, listen, man, it was been a pleasure. It's been Matt,
It's been Chillo.
Tariq.
And make sure to subscribe, leave a like, ring the bells, and if you're listening to Spotify,
Give it 5 stars
And-
and download.
let's get it.
Peace.